When you have two superstars of that caliber not relevant in a game, how do you think you played? Baldinger said Davis played well. Yeah, he played well. But once again, is playing well giving up 5.5 yards a carry and scoring at will in the first half? I got a different opinion of that. So let me get to the takeaways here. Look, I want to keep this conversation. You don't win this football game if Jalen Hurts doesn't play the way he did. That was 2022. Jalen Hurts. Okay? That right there was Jalen Hurts 2022. And he was effective and efficient. He extended plays with his legs, and he did a wonderful job. Okay? He did a wonderful job. Tell us how good this team is D-game and still wins. Let me finish here. I thought Matt Eberflus was sensational. Thank you for the super chat, Maverick. I thought he was great. He did things in that passing game that made A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith, they were a non-factor. They were a non-factor in the game. I don't know what you were watching, but with 4 targets for DeVonta Smith and A.J. Brown, Matt Eberflus made them irrelevant. They were not relevant in that game. A.J.'s catch was a big catch. 4 targets. They made him irrelevant. That's what made the game close. When you have 2 superstars of that caliber not relevant in a game, how do you think you played? You're picking individual guys out. How did your unit play? Dude, Hurts carried the mail. And he carried it with his feet and a big throw, like he did in the Super Bowl. That was as well thought out of a game by Jalen Hurts as the Super Bowl. Because he had adversity, things he had to deal with, offensive lineman going down, an important one. Jordan Mailata was annihilated last night. He was annihilated. They were running around him like I've never seen. I've never seen Jordan Mailata killed like that. He was absolutely annihilated. Dallas almost stopped the tush push attack from the sides. How about this, Leon? Hurts is the tush push. He is. Okay? He is. He's the tush push. Him and Landon. There's no question about it. Here's something to think about. Cowboys blitz Hurts 2 of 5 times and dropbacks in the second half. They got a pressure and a sack on him. I thought Eberflus had a really great game. Showed you why he's one of the elite defensive coordinators in the NFL. He stymied that offense. CeeDee Lamb had another 100-yard game. Those 4 drops, though, remember I said I thought CeeDee Lamb could have 200 yards in that football game. And he would have. It wasn't because of coverage. It was because of his drops. That guy should have had like 188, 190. 200 yards in that game last night. They were passes right in his hands. Dak didn't lose that game last night. I actually thought Dak was pretty elite last night. I mean, he stood in the pocket tough. That wasn't a Dak Prescott issue. That was a CeeDee Lamb issue. And what did I say about them getting 120 yards? You guys said no fucking way. Well, they had 118 yards. I thought if they got 118 yards, they would make that a ball game. And they couldn't turn the ball over. That was a critical turnover. The Sanders ball on the ground, that pretty much iced the game. They were going in. They would have went up 27. They would have went up 27-24 at that time going in, and they would have had to give the ball back to the Eagles, and the Eagles would have had to win the ball game. They probably would have. Okay? You're right, Anthony. I was a yard off. They had 119 yards. I thought they were 120 yards, you keep them in the game. And they almost did. I don't even know how they got it. CeeDee Lamb was just, that's the worst I've seen CeeDee Lamb. I thought the two rookies, I thought Makuba and Campbell, going back and watching it, I thought they played well. They really did. I thought Campbell playing as many snaps. Remember what did I tell you on Thursday? I told you if Campbell plays a shitload of snaps, that's a good thing. Right? That's a good thing. And that's exactly what that played out to look like last night. They kept his ass in there, and he was really good last night for a rookie. I thought the play on the tight end, Ferguson, and coverage was everything I needed to see when it came to covering guys coming out of the backfield. Because Jakobi, a year ago, had a great year doing that. This is a bigger man doing that. Do you get that? He's a bigger dude than Jakobi. And him getting back there and doing that, that is a great takeaway. I thought Makuba, you go back and watch it, I thought he was good. You know, I didn't think he was that good watching it in real time. But you go back and watch his footwork, you go back and watch him. Remember, these rookie guys they're gonna learn by failure. And I didn't see too many bad things with him last night. So those two rookie guys, not quite Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, but Jahad Campbell continues to look like that week in and week out. That guy's going to be in line for potentially the Defensive Rookie of the Year award. That was good stuff. He was good. He played really well. I thought him and Bond were clearly affected by the loss of Jalen Carter. Clearly, there were times where Dallas was getting up on the second level and blocking them, where a year ago that wasn't happening. So Carter not being in there and some of those runs in the middle of the field were clearly a result of Jalen Carter not being in there. So the linebacker played as well as it could with the deficiency of not having Jalen Carter in the game. So that's going to affect, and first and foremost, your linebackers. And remember something else. When you don't get pressure on the quarterback, remember I said your edges were nowhere to be seen. Uche can't be the best guy. That's a failure. That's a loss for the Eagles. Uche can't be your best guy. I hear people on radio, wherever, doing this. Hey, Uche had some good. I can't have him being my best pass rusher. That's an L for Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt. That's an L. Uche can't be your guy. One guy's a third-round pick. The other guy is a first-round pick. And you're going, well, Uche had a really nice rush and looks like the more skilled guy. That's a loss, dude. How do you look at that in a good light and go, well, we got some rush out of Uche, who's only been here 6 months? Okay? Are you kidding me? Where was the pressure? Okay? Get this. Where in the world do you think that Nolan Smith played well when the Cowboys were going up and down the field on them? Where do you think that? Honestly, people who watch the game versus people who play the game watch a different ball game for sure.